Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk Bulldog Hockey. With us, head coach Bob Daniels. Coach, welcome to the show.
Good to be on, Rob.
I know, obviously, good to be back from the Upper Peninsula. A long road trip for your team, but picked up some points as you started CCHA play this past weekend.
Yeah, it was, it doesn't seem like that long a trip, really. It's, for us, it's about 6 hours, so it's not too bad. And Marquette's a real nice town in northern, a great school, so when you get up there, it's a pleasant place to be. But, of course, we're not there for that. We're there to try to compete and win hockey games, and we did that on Friday night with overtime win against Northern, where, you know what, I thought that game both teams played well. It was a situation where I think each team had times where we were carrying the play. Like, there was times when Northern Michigan would dictate play, and then it would swing back to us. And I thought that overtime was probably apropos for the style of the game and how close it was. Obviously, coming on top, we were thrilled with that.
Obviously, you had some tough games during the non-conference portion. How did those kind of help prepare you for the start of CCHA play?
Yeah, you know what, and hockey, it's getting to be, we each play so many non-conference games now, and it's really, there's a lot of cross-pollination, if you will. So it used to be where you may have one league that plays a certain style versus another, but not nowadays. It's kind of homogenized. I can say that, for us, I thought playing Western Miami, they compete really hard. I do think they did a good job of preparing us. And, when we went in the Northern the last couple of years, we haven't done well, particularly on the Friday night game. Like I think last year we really struggled there. And so I was glad to see our guys really come out, compete really hard on Friday night, come away with the win. And then, I'll jump ahead to Saturday. We played really well there too. Even though we lost 4-1 with an empty netter, I thought we carried the play in large portions of that game. And really, we had about a 10-minute lapse in the second period. We were up 1-0 in the middle of the second. We had a 10-minute lapse. We took 3 penalties within those, for 6 minutes out of those 10. We lost momentum. They had a huge crowd, really good crowds there, but we had taken the crowd out of it. Now, all of a sudden, they score on a power play. They get, it's down in our end. The place is going bananas. And we had to, limp off and get to the intermission, saved by the bell type thing. But we were still only down 2-1 going into the third, played exceedingly well in the third, just couldn't find a way to get the equalizer before they scored another power play goal.
As we go to the highlights, we'll start first with Friday's game, and obviously they made some changes with their ice surface as well. How did that impact the game?
Marginally, they did make some changes, and what Rob's alluding to is they brought the boards in 3 feet on each side, which doesn't sound like a lot. Standard ice rinks like ours is standard NHL size, 200 feet long by 85 feet wide, where Northern's rink was 200 feet long by 100 feet wide. That extra 15 feet makes a world of difference. And so they shrank the boards in by a total of 6 feet, 3 feet on each side. And it's a little closer to what we're used to in the NHL size arenas. And, I think they were able to do it without putting a lot of money into it, because they just left a longer walkway between the first row where people are sitting and where the boards start. And if they'd have gone any further, they would have had to probably dig down to put the ice surface lower. Now you're talking big money.
Obviously, we just saw the goal to give you the 1-0 lead from Jason Branshaw, who's been playing really well for you.
He really has. That line's played well. I believe 23 and 19 got the assists on that. You can see they score here to make it 1-1, and we take a penalty. So we had to turn around and kill the penalty off, and we were able to do that, and we went into the third period tied at 1.
Obviously, Noah Giesbrecht in net here in this first game had a great game for you.
He really did, and I thought he played exceedingly well. He has played very, very well for us all year long. So, you've seen the third period, they're getting some chances, we're getting some chances. There's 2 big stops right in a row. So the guys are, they played really well. Here's another 2-on-1 opportunity for them and a really good save. And the guys are doing a good job keeping their players away and making sure they don't get rebound opportunities.
Obviously, here in overtime, and you've had some opportunities to play some overtime games here already this year, and maybe talk about this play coming up here and getting the game-winning goal.
Yeah, obviously it's going back and forth, up and down the sheet. They got caught with 2 guys up, and they were never able to get their feet back behind them, and that's going to happen 3-on-3. It's exciting for the fans. I know it's a little bit difficult for the losing team. We've been on that end of things too, but so far in the year we're 3-0 in overtime, so it seems to be good for us.
Caleb Ergang with the game winner for you on Friday night, and then you and you knew you were going to have to turn right around and take on a Northern Michigan team with maybe a little more riding on it on Saturday night.
Yeah, well, it's hard to beat the same team twice in a row, and it's just the nature of our conference and the way we do things and college hockey. And I thought, like I said, I thought in some respects we played better on Saturday than we did on Friday. I felt we carried the play for long periods of time. Logan Stein made the start for us, and I thought he had a strong game. And you can see here he's kind of earning a scholarship right now with the play on our end. But we get a lot of really good looks ourselves. Here's our first goal on the power play, and we're back on the board. So realistically, up to this point in the series, we hadn't trailed at all. We were always either tied or in the lead.
Antonio Venuto with the goal right there, 1-0 going into the second period. And obviously you mentioned Logan Stein, nice luxury to have two very good goaltenders.
It really is, and he played well, like I said, and Noah played well the day before. Here they scored to make it 1-1 on a power play, and this is the first penalty, and then we take two more, and we lose the momentum in the game. Plays on our end of the rink, you could see, they score again, and I believe they were 2 for 4 in the power plays, and you can't have that lapse. And I think we're learning, we're playing better hockey each year. We're improving and we're getting better, and now we've got to learn how to really compete at the highest level. If we want to get up towards the conference titles and championships, you got to learn to stay focused for both nights, 60 minutes both night, maybe a little overtime as well. And we lost focus for 10 minutes, and it cost us the game.
Here they get the goal in the third period. Maybe talk about the play in the third period as you tried to rally back here going down the stretch.
Yeah, we had, again, you can see we had a lot of good chances, a real lot of good chances. We just didn't convert, and their goaltender played really well. You got, sometimes you got to tip your cap to the guy in net, and he really played well for their team. And their team overall, they competed hard, they battled, and you can see a real nice save there by Logan to keep us down 2 with 7 to go, and we still felt like we had a pretty good chance. We end up down the road here, almost score here. You can see you get a couple of good looks here. It's right on the goal line, but we ended up pulling the goalie to try to see what we could do, and they ended up getting the empty netter, and it turned out 4-1. But I felt like right up to the very end when they scored this goal that I felt we could come out victorious. And like I said, I'm not too disappointed. Let's have lesson learned, though, in those 10 minutes that you can't have a lapse like that.
Obviously this week back at home as you go back to non-conference action, taking on St. Lawrence here this weekend in Big Rapids.
Yeah, looking forward to that. St. Lawrence is it's been a few years since we played them, but we've played them quite a bit. Obviously maybe 10 years or so ago, and they're a good team. One of their assistant coaches is Tommy Hill, and for those that don't remember Tom was the one of our captains the year we went to the Frozen Four, and he's now an assistant coach at St. Lawrence. So we're excited about having him back on campus, and I'm sure he's excited to be here as well.
Well, Coach, thanks for the time. Congrats on the weekend, getting some points up in Marquette, and best of luck here against St. Lawrence this weekend.
Great, thanks, Rob.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.